Interviews can be extremely stressful events. After all, the interview stands between you and the successful acquisition of a job. The goal of an interview is to convince the interviewers that you are the ideal candidate for the position. During the interview, you want to demonstrate a confident professional demeanor and avoid any behavior which might get you deselected as a candidate. Meet Sonia. Sonia believes the best way to secure a job is to be honest and be yourself. While watching Sonia's interview, identify 3 weaknesses that might result in her deselection from the job for which she is applying.
Hi, Sonia. Thanks for coming.
Oh,
it's nice to meet you.
Hi.
Have a seat. What are your strengths?
I never really thought about it. I guess I show up to work and I have a lot of friends that I talk to every day.
What are your weaknesses?
Well, I'm not really good at making decisions, and I've been sick a lot in the past year, and I'm not really a morning person.
What does ABC stand for, and how would you apply it against a student who is being aggressive towards another student?
I think it has to do with first aid. Isn't it airway, breathing, and circulation? I guess I really don't know how it would apply to a student who is acting crazy and out of control.
How would you handle a student who's having a seizure?
You mean after I freak out? I would run away and go get someone.
Can you give me an example of how you demonstrated leadership in the past?
Well, my friends and I went to a cottage and we all got drunk. But since I was the least drunk, I volunteered to drive home. And I think that shows a little bit of an example.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
My boyfriend and I are going to work at Jasper Park Lodge in the summer, and I hope to go back to university in the fall. Maybe become a teacher?
Do you have any questions you'd like to ask?
Nope. Oh yeah, how much sick leave do we get each year? Is that it? Thanks.
Now let's meet Chismo. Chismo believes that the best way to secure a job is through extensive practice and preparation. Chismo believes that successful candidates need to research the agency and anticipate the questions that will be asked during an interview. While watching Chismo's interview, identify 3 strengths that might assist her in securing the job for which she is applying.
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Oh, thank you for coming today. Come in and have a seat.
Thank you.
What are your strengths?
I believe my strengths are related to my experience in the field, my ability to work independently, and my positive attitude towards work. I have worked in a group home for the past 3 years. Last summer I worked in a school because of my placement. I think it's important to work independently, as it shows that you take initiative. And the group home that I currently work in has given me a lot of freedom to make decisions, and as a result they have rewarded me with a lot of responsibilities. I really enjoy working in the field, and despite having many challenges working with a lot of behaviors, I really enjoy going to work every day.
What are your weaknesses?
After completing the DSW program, I realized that I wanted to learn more about children with autism. So I registered for the Autism Behavioral Science program at Algonquin, and I attend classes nights and evenings.
What does ABC stand for, and how would you apply it against a student who is being aggressive towards another student?
So ABC refers to antecedent, behavior, and consequence. And You first want to identify what's causing the aggressive behavior. Then you want to analyze the frequency, the duration, and the intensity of the aggressive behavior. And the consequence is once you have identified the aggressive behavior, it's how you're going to basically extinguish it. And you basically reward the non-aggressive behavior.
How would you handle a student who's having a seizure?
I would remove any physical objects that would harm the students. I would put a pillow underneath their head if I could. I would put them in the recovery position once the seizure was over. And if the seizure continued to proceed, I would call for help and ask them to call 911. And then I would follow the communication protocol that's in place. So it's either communicating with the parents or my supervisor.
Can you give me an example of how you demonstrated leadership in the past?
I was accompanying a group on a resident picnic. One of the individuals became aggressive and he ran away. I asked one of the staff members to stay with the group, and I proceeded to follow the individual. And since we were in a park, I knew that he was safe and there was no way that he could cross the road. I basically waited until he was calm, and then I approached him and asked him if he wanted to join us for the picnic.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
My goal is to complete the autism behavioral program on a part-time basis and become the best employee I can be.
Do you have any questions you'd like to ask?
I saw on your website that your ultimate goal is for full inclusion. How would a person in this position be involved in meeting this goal? And could you tell me when this position would begin?
That's a great question. We meet our goal of full inclusion by participating in community day outings with all of our students. The job is scheduled to begin in September.
Thank you for your time. And I hope to hear from you in the near future. Thank you.